Hi guys, I hope you're still doing okay. So a lot of you liked the eye mask that I made and you asked me how to create it. So here I am. Okay, so here's what you'll need. First, a pen or a pencil to draw, and glue to stick your papers on. Then you need a scissor and some laces, or if you don't have laces, maybe satin ribbon or basically any fabric for the tie-up you'll need. I also used fabric glue because I had it at my home, but if you don't have it, it's okay, we'll figure out a way. And most importantly, papers. So you'll need two types of paper. So the first one should be a little thicker because that is going to make your base. So I had one, I have some colored sheets with me, so that's what I use. If you don't have a colored sheet at your home, what you can do is basically this is going to be a base for you. So don't worry about the color. And also if you have a thin cardboard, not cardboard actually, like the ones that you have on your notebooks, right? So they are a little thick, but they are not that thick also, right? Like this. So maybe this paperback you can use from some old notebook or anything. And apart from that, to make feathers, you will need a little thin sheets, not too thin, but yeah, like last time I made this white one, right? So what I used here is nothing but the basic A4 sheets that we use for printing. So those A4 did a good job for me. This time I'm using some other color sheets which I have a lot. So I'm using the colored ones this time to make a colorful eye patch. Okay, so now we can start. So this sheet is of A5 size, which is nothing but half of your A4 sheet, and I'm going to fold it further into half. Now I'll draw the shape of an eye. The holes which I used here. So this is the shape that you want to draw here. So you can you can have multiple shapes, like you can have an oval shape, or you can have something pointy if you want, or you can have circular also, whichever pleases you. So what I'm doing is basic shape, nothing fancy. So this is what I did, let's say. Okay, you can see here, done. Also now you would have to draw the outline of your mask, right? So for that, so if this is your top and this is your bottom, so you would want you don't want too much of slant or angle on the upper side, but rather on the lower side. So this is how I'll draw. For this, not much of arc. I'm done. Don't worry about the shape, don't worry if it is not anyways, this is not a perfect circle, neither a perfect square, so it's a free hand. So don't worry if it's a little here and there, it's fine, because it's going to be covered with feathers anyways, so we are not going to bother much about the shape here. Now I'll take the scissor and I'll cut the outlines, cut it out. Now if I open it, it looks like this, something like this. So judge yourself. If you don't like the shape, if you want to do some further modification, you can still do, right? It's your own mask, you can do whatever you want with it. I'm just shaping it a little more. Okay, now in order to cut this inner part, Oh, I use my blade. You might not be having a blade with you, I know. So what can we do? What can we do? Okay, fine. So I'm not using my knife here because most of you might not have a knife with you. So what I did is, from the outside border, I just cut it through, and once I reach this outline, I'm going to cut it into the actual shape. I'll just cut it out. Now you must be thinking this is screwed, right? I mean, this is open, but no, this is not. We can stick it out, right? So don't worry about it. Done. So now if I open it, it looks something like this, right? So you can cover it with a colored sheet, or any plain white sheet or anything, just to wrap it out. So what I'm going to do here, I'm interested in green colors. So let me take the green one. Okay. So So done. After this step, you are not going to need your pen or pencil anymore. So I'm just keeping it aside. Okay, and then I'm taking my glue. Before that, let me think. Basically, I'm thinking of a way where you don't have to use a knife to cut this green sheet out as well. And this time we cannot cut it the way we did for the base. So let me think. What can we do? Okay, so I think, yeah, I got it. Okay, so first I'm going to spread the glue and stick it. Done. Okay, now again cut the borders, and this time just take a note of one thing, that the green sheet should, basically the base, the pink sheet in our case, it should not be visible from front, right? So you can have a little margin left out here if you want to, or the exact overlap. So we'll target for the exact overlap, but it's okay if a little of margin. I'm keeping here approximately 1 mm of margin around the pink base, so that the base is not visible when it's in the front view. So this is how, see, I've kept a little gap here all around. Let us do done. Now, how to make the keyholes or eye holes. I'll fold it again. Okay. Or even if you don't fold it much, also it's fine. Just basically hole. You have to just make a hole here, right? It's okay, tear it. I just poked it and then cut it out. Here you leave approximately half a centimeter of margin from the base. Okay, don't worry about the shape, it's all okay. Same thing on the other eye. Okay, done. Then what we are going to do is we are going to cut the green sheet all the way till the pink base. Okay, just cut it. There's no specific gap. You can cut it into how many pieces you want, just all around in circular motion like this. Done. Now you have to stick them by folding them on over the base like this. Okay, so you spread the glue and fold it. Spread the glue and fold the next piece. Spread the glue, keep folding, and you have to do it all around for both the eyes. Okay, so after this stick on, this is how it will look, and this is how the front side looks now. We reached here halfway. Now the next step is to create feathers. In order to create feathers, I am going to use multicolored sheets this time. Yeah, so you can use the same sheet that you used to wrap your base, basically the thin ones. Okay, and now here's the important thing. I'm not going to use any specific measurement for the feather size. So this is up to you how big or how small you want your feathers to be. Just one thing that you have to take care. So in order to build a proper shape, what I'm going to do is at the top corners, both the sides, I want bigger sized feather and a smaller size at the bottom. So what it will do is it will give you the shape. You're getting my point, right? So if I show you the older one, so if you see here, you can see, right, the corner feathers are longer, right? So I did this on purpose to make a shape out of it. You can do it your own way. Please feel free, do not follow the exact same thing that I am doing, and come up with your own patterns. Okay, so what I'm doing is, so suppose this is my sheet. Okay, this is the piece of paper that I'm going to make feathers with. So I'll fold it multiple times. See, the width of any of my feathers, the ones that I am making, is not going to be more than 2 centimeters, right? So I can fold it up to 2 centimeters. Okay, so this is what I did. Now let's say approximately this time I'm going to make this big feather. So, okay, for you, to give an idea to you, let's say 5 centimeter size. I'm going to take the scissor and I'm going to directly make a leaf shape. Now here's something I'll show you. What do I mean by a leaf shape? So okay, so if this is your folded sheet, what I'm going to do is half a leaf, so something like this. Let's go. This is what I'm trying to achieve. I'll give you a closer look. This. So my end result, I mean the final shape of my feather that I'm looking for is something like, ouch, excuse my drawing skills, something like this, right? Like a petal, something like this. So since we have folded it, it will be half of it. So only half of it we have to draw. So I did this. Now I'm going to cut it. Again, don't worry about the specific shape. Let it be random. See, this is how they have come out to be. Okay, right? I'm not going to separate them for now. Why? I'll show you why after some time. This is one from the side that I have. Another one from the other side. This time I'm going to make it a little bigger, utilizing the paper. Till the top. We'll go till here. I don't know what is the size. Let me check. So this is 6 centimeter. Fine. Okay. Now, so unfolded it. If you see that I still have few folds left here, I'm not going to waste it. I'll just cut out some more feathers, different sizes. Please try different sizes. Okay. Similarly, I'm going to make more and more of the feathers, folded feathers. So just have a rough idea of how big the maximum length of your feather should be. So let's say I want it to be like, once I wear it, I want it to be like this. What is this? Okay, so this is 9 centimeters approximately. So this is the maximum that I want my feather to be at the corners, top corners. You can choose your own size, it's up to you. And I'm going to choose this color. Let's see. Okay. So that is the only one thing that you have to keep in mind. What should be the maximum length of your feather, so to have a proper shape, the arch that you are looking for. So I guess I have enough feathers here, although I don't have any specific count to tell you, but it's okay. Even if you don't have enough, you can cut out later some more. And okay, so now for the next step, do not open the leaflets yet, and from the curved side we will cut out the corners of the feathers. So what we are going to do is, see, I'll hold it like this, like from the tip of the feather. Okay, and okay, let me take the darker color so that it's easier for you to see. This is better visible. So I'm holding it like this. Just randomly cut these small V shapes. Okay, like this. Can you see? Okay, and do it along the entire edge. Keep them at a certain angle. You can choose the angle, it's just that don't be bluntly horizontal with respect to your feather. So keep these V at a certain angle, whichever you like. And it's okay if it's not consistent. I'm telling you again and again, it's okay if there's no symmetry. It's okay if these shapes are not consistent. It's fine. So if you see here, see, this is how I have done it. And now you can open them up. So your feathers will look something like this. One important thing, since all of them are folded, so you will automatically have at least 2 pieces of each set, right? Ensure that you have 2 pieces of each set. Why? Because you have 2 sides to cover, and they should be same in size, right? I mean, you know, right? The symmetry should be there. So in order to have a symmetry, at least 2 pieces of each feather shape you should have. Okay, I'll quickly cut out all the other feathers and then we'll proceed. So here I have all my feathers cut out, almost all. I have some extras also in case I need them later. And now the next part is the stick on, which is easy and fun part. So one thing that you have to take care here is which side you have to stick on the paper. So make sure that you are sticking it from the concave side, right, from this side. So if the paper is folded like this, if your feather is folded like this, then this side should come upwards and this side should come, it should be the one where you have to stick on your glue. I'll show you. I'm starting with the outermost feather. Okay. Stick on. So when you are sticking up all your feathers onto the mask, do stick it symmetrically. So it's like whenever you're taking up any feather to stick on, if you're taking this set of feathers to stick on, one should, wherever you are sticking on the right side, exactly on the left side, same place, same angle you have to stick on the other side also. So that way you'll ensure that you are, you know, sticking up in the symmetry. Because if you think that, okay, let me complete one side and then I'll do the other side, you might forget. So it will be difficult for you to recreate it. Okay. So keep on randomly sticking up. There's no, once again, there's no particular angle, there's no particular shape that we are trying to achieve here. It's absolute randomness. It should give you a beautiful piece at the end. So here we have our mask almost ready with us. See, I like it. I hope you guys like it too. Okay, now the biggest mistake that I have done today, and I also did the same mistake last time, is not sticking the tie-ups before sticking the feathers on the mask. Why it is a mistake, you will understand now. First, let me select the lace that I want to use here. I think this time I'll go with golden. Now, how to decide the length of tie-up that you want is entirely up to you. Just make sure that once you wrap around this entire thread around, and not, I mean, just make sure that it gets tied up around your head when it is attached to this. So you have to just judge, you know, you have to judge it on your own, the length. So I'm going to keep it this length. I'll cut it into 2 parts. Cut it down to 2 parts. Now you'll see why cutting the, sticking the tie-up after sticking the feathers is a mistake. Remember, I told you that the convex side should be facing up and the concave should be facing down when you are sticking your feathers on the mask. Now, in order to stick my laces, I have to keep the mask upside down. And now you know where the problem is. Once you do this, and if you have to stick this, your feathers will be damaged a little. So as a workaround, do I have a workaround? Let me check. Not much of choice I have. Okay, so now I'll use my fabric glue. If you don't have fabric glue, you can use Fevicol. It works well as well. So I'll use my fabric glue to attach the end of the fabric. which you are using for your this side is down, so attach it on your mask, back side of your mask. I have to take extra care because I cannot press the entire mask on the table because it will damage the feathers. Please don't do that mistake if you haven't started making a mask yet, but if you have, I'm really sorry that I didn't tell you. I forgot to tell you before. Okay, now we'll leave it for some time for the type to get attached properly, and then we'll be back. Okay, so now that it's ready, I'm going to wear it and show you guys the end result. Aha! So this is how my mask has come out. I like it, I mean, but not more than the last one. I like that one better, but this is also good. I like the colors here much better than the last one. Okay, looks good, right? So before we close, few things. First thing, share a picture of your mask with me on Instagram. Post a picture with you wearing it or anyone else wearing it and a hashtag as create with PapersnKnife. I'll share it in the post also. Now, when we were making this, you also might have gotten few byproducts. Let's talk about the byproducts. So these small, when you were cutting the V shapes out of the feather, you might have received, you might have gotten this. Maybe you threw it. I generally don't. So if any one of you has not thrown it out and is keeping it safely, I want to see how you're going to reuse it in any of your other crafts. So if you ever utilize it to make something of your own, show it to me. And if I do, I'll also share it with you. Second thing, I had these many extra feathers left. A handful of extra feathers left with me. I'm not going to throw them. Now, if you have extra feathers left out after making this mask, again, I'm interested in knowing how you're going to utilize it in any of your craft. So come on, show it off. And any of these pictures, when you're posting, keep a hashtag create with PapersnKnife so that I can get to know, and I'll repost it in my page. And then we'll have some more fun. So guys, now we are closing. I hope you like the video. If you do, share it with your friends if they are interested in learning how to do this, how to make this mask, and have some fun while quarantine. Make this mask for your kids or your family members or just for yourself and have fun. Stay healthy, stay safe.